Hello everyone, welcome. We're going to jump into another Premier draft and try and up our game, up our win count from our last run, and that's not going to take much since our last run produced 0 wins. I think that's our first 0-3 in quite a while around here. It does happen. It was a kind of weird medium draft that then ran into some bad luck while playing. So it goes. We're in good spirits, but we have a lot of extra time to kill right now on the stream after going 0-3, so we're going to draft again. If you have extra time to kill at home during this pandemic, you know Card Kingdom will ship you magic cards right to your door, right? You can play at the kitchen table like the old days with your housemates, your family, your friends who are in your homestay group or whatever. Got to entertain ourselves around here in these trying times, and Card Kingdom is there to help you with your physical magic game. Anything you need for your tabletop magic experience you can find at cardkingdom.com, and if you go there through my link that's in the comments there right now, or in my YouTube notes, or in my panels down below, all sorts of ways to get you to Card Kingdom from going optimal, and that keeps this particular train going. Thank you for your support, Card Kingdom, and for your support, viewers and YouTube viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. All right. How about a nice, powerful deck with clear direction that then does well in the subsequent games? Zenith Lair into the cycling hookup. I'm in for that, Frizzy. Welcome, Rule of Magic. Good to have you here. And thanks for the follow, Frizzy. Any of y'all watching aren't at least following me. I mean, I promote my sponsor, and I'm, of course, extremely grateful when anybody wants to give me a sub or a donation. But if you haven't followed me yet, at least give me a follow so you know when I'm going live, you know? That'd be awesome. Let's see a big follow influx. Follow! Right on, followers. Thank you. This mythos is not that great. Space Godzilla is okay. We've got a dead weight. But you know what? I'm taking Draneth Healer, and I'm gonna force cycling. No, I'm not gonna force cycling, but I actually think this is probably the pick, right? This is not that great. These are okay. But this points to something, and if we end up there, great. And if we don't, we have a cycle 1 we can fall back on. But I think this is just the most flexible pick in the pack. Legit. Here's a stinger we could take to head down this path. Rare missing, so it's good to see that the rare is missing, because it means that it doesn't necessarily mean that anything cycling has been taken out of this pack. Moloch is good for the cycling deck too, but I think I want first Stinger over Moloch. Another Stinger. And a crystal we would love to wheel. This is I think the best cycling crystal. Another good cycling crystal is actually the one that doesn't have red or white at all, because then it lets you splash all the other colors in your cycling deck. Moloch for the on-color 2, Serpent for the on-color 2, or the off-color 1. I think we go Moloch here. I like the Moloch a lot. I think it's a legit payoff. Here's a cycle 1 we can grab, and no real cost to do so. Tactician, getting paid off for kind of soft forcing. I wouldn't call it a force, because we didn't come in looking to force cycling, but I did lean into it early, and it's paying off here. Saw this and thought it was, oh yeah, it is Cathartic Reunion. Yeah, this is the one, I thought... Doesn't it, like, the art could be the friendship one? Like, Cathartic Reunion, you could literally just make this Forbidden Friendship and it would still, the art would still play, right? Well, Whisper Squad, whatever, all sorts of stuff here. I like a Cliffs, but not over the charge. We could take a Cliffs. Cliffs is close. Channeled Force is a reasonable splash, too. It is like a somewhat of a Cathartic Reunion. But since we do have the Reunion, yeah, we could make an argument. Like, we end up with a lot of charges. We could take the Cliffs. I don't know. It's tough. It's close, though. You're on Cliffs? All right, we'll take the land. I do like a charge in these decks, though, and I just don't want to miss out on a charge. But these cycling ones keep coming around. That's good. Take that. This is a great land pickup for us. Take Call of the Death Dweller on the splash to make sure we get back things like Snare Tactician or whatever, but just taking some extra lands for splashing in the cycling deck is good. We did find our cycling crystal. Leak comes back. Ugh. Very good. I guess this is more playable in our deck, but we're not going to play it. Even a cycler late. All right, hook us up with the Zeniths and stuff. Yeah! More Zenith Flares. For I am a greedy man. Lava Serpent, on color cycle 2 or off color cycle 1. A common choice to be made. Very close for me, actually. I really like a Lava Serpent a lot. I really like him. Might wheel, though. And our payoffs are getting there. All right. With the Flare, I think with the Zenith Flare, we really want to be cycling fast and often. So Ambush is more likely to wheel, but I think it's better for this deck, so let's take it. And there's another cycle 1 for us, if nothing else. Oh, but we have a Porky Parrot payoff. Or not Porky Parrot, Marmoset payoff. There is a Porky Parrot, but we're going to take the Marm. I like Go for Blood a lot, but I think we do want to up our payoffs. Some people don't like the cycle 3 stuff going on here, but yeah, it literally is the same story, but it's very confusing, right? They're both 1 in a red sorceries. Anyway, Sanctuary Smasher. We are the villains. Embrace it. I want some more tacticians. Crystal cyclable, but here's a cycle 1, so we're just going to take that. Suggestions to splash the Force are legit. This is a legit thing you can do with this. We want it over a Raking Claws, though. What do you think? Force or Claws? Let me hear some Force or Claws thoughts. Helps us dig for our Zenith Flare. I don't know if we'll play it, but I like having one to consider. I would pick up a Blade Banish at some point, but I'm not passing these 1-mana cyclers. No, actually, we opened on a Drannith healer in a very weak pack, then picked up a couple of stingers, and then got a 5th pick snare tactician that suggested we were correct. And a Tranquil Cove helps cast this force. Lava Serpent did come back, so we're getting the mega payoff now. Development over cycle 1, or payoff, or this so-so payoff. Another Cove. It's coming together. With a good pack 3, this could be a bonkers cycling deck. But right now, low on payoffs. We've got Snare Tactician, we've got the important Zenith Flare, we've got the, where's our dude? Our Marmoset. I got some Stingers. Ooh, and a Raking Claw last pick. This is what, like, we almost took that over the... Oh, man. Shall we? Shall we? Why not? I mean, even what's the cost? There isn't even a cost. And we get to do this. It's like, it's free. And we get it like an Evolving Wilds. This is going to be good. Although not here. I think Moloch number 2. The double Moloch is a fun thing in this. Startling Development is going to wheel based on this table so far. Wrong land. We do have a clause, which is a really sad clause because we got this literally last pick out of the last pack. So is there something else we want to take? We could take a Wilt. We do have... Oh, we don't have any green yet. I don't think there's much to do here besides the Raking Claws. Or take the Highlands in case we do want to splash some green. But I'll take Claws. Alright, this is a spot for the Wilds, though. Help us cast this ultimatum. Alright. Major pickup in the Tactician. Major pickup. One more Tactician here. No Tactician, but we do get another castable boon. Like, this is looking tight, folks. Oh my god, we even get a Crag if we want it. A lot of our lands are entering tapped, but we're gonna do it. This is a very reliable ultimatum we're heading towards. You can get to the point of too many, but I don't think we're there yet. We're at 5. Maybe it's too many. We can go to 4, but like, we already have a crystal. We have one on-color crystal already, and I really do like the extra bodies. These end up being win conditions if your opponents have a lot of removal. It really is okay that they enter tapped. I have found really no issue with tapped lands in this deck. It operates on such small land when it needs to, because it's cycling 1 and stuff, that the tapped, ETB tapped just doesn't bother me at all. Not playing any of this, though, literally any of this, so it doesn't matter. We're not playing the cat, we're not playing anything, doesn't matter. Look at all these dead weights. Still had all these dead weights. Petered out a little bit there at the end. But we even have escape protocol. Like, as I've said, this is not really great in cycling decks, but you can run it to protect your important creatures if you want. Still, I think we're probably just cutting 6 lands from this. 17, 17, 14, 12, 11. Maybe we can't do 11. Probably 5 lands in a spell, though. Like, we have a lot, like... Let's see. All right, I'm going to do my usual Probably cutting the protocol. Yeah, cut the protocol. And then, yeah, let's count the 1 mana cyclers, though we have a lot is the thing. So here's the 2s. Here's the payoffs. Here's the... stuff that works okay. Ambush goes here. Branch Sword goes here. Serpents go here. Boons go here. Smasher goes here. I think the suggestion that Channeled Force doesn't work with Ultimatum is that we're trying to ditch lands to draw action, and we need lands to cast a 7-mana spell. Oh yeah, sorry, Memory Leak goes here. I tried. That's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So conventional wisdom says we can shave this to 13 or whatever, but also, I mean, we just are then stacked. Oh, here we go. This is my problem. Tacticians belong in the payoffs. There we go. So then 12 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 21 total cyclers with 12 ones. The thing is, Razor, even with like 13 lands, we may pitch a bunch and still have 7 for this. Stingers are payoffs, yes, but I'm willing to count them as 1 mana cyclers because I would be willing to cycle them for 1 in the situation where we need to. I do love that we have 2 serpents and a smasher because these do just represent... They're totally on theme, but they represent a backup plan. All right, so cutting... We need to have 1 island for the Evolving Wilds. No swamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 13. And Evolving Wilds can sometimes be like 12. I'm in on cut 1 Raking Claws. You may be right, Razor. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm not sure if we're pushing it too far to have Cathartic Reunion, Channeled Force, and Inspired Ultimatum all in the same deck. Yes, but we're going to get there on Ultimatum. We need to use the Evolving Wilds to get the island, basically, if we don't have it already. And then we have 3 outs to one of our other blue sources. 5 blue sources is fine for the Ultimatum. We could go below 13 on principle, but on math. But again, we are going to run Channeled Force. We are like, I guess we could cut a land and a Channeled Force or something. But I kind of like going with this setup. And we'll keep an eye on this. Like, we could cut the force and bring back in just a random cycler. Yeah, let's try it out. 13 with Channeled Force, or cut the Channeled Force, go to 12, and like add in more cycling or something is a totally legit consideration, but I like how this looks. Here's what we're looking at. Let's go Redemption Arc. Let's get some cool lands. Go with my boy Avon this time. John, not Barksdale. So this gives us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on plains. This gives us 4, 5, 6, 7 on red. Okay, that's good. No, there is no way to set your default basics. Frustrating, huh, Frizzy? I think they'll get there. I know it's on their list. They're smart folks. They just have a long list of priorities, and not everything can rise to the top. That's how that works. Yeah, no foxes. This is terrible. All right. Or how about we have an ultimatum? Gotta go with the ultimate. Ultimate redemption is what we'll call this. And you know what? I'm going to use my soul ring sleeves because we spent good coin on them and haven't really used them yet. All right, I'm going to give you a quick par poll. I'm going to hit the restroom real quick, and then we'll get back and maybe try and play this out. Let's see how it goes. See how fast it plays. Be right back. All right, I like this deck a lot. Let's see how it plays. Having trouble finding us an opponent, it seems. Unusual. Sneep! No way to cast the leak in this deck, so we're going to cycle it first. Excuse me. One 1-mana cycler or two 2-mana cycler or two 1-mana cyclers is the choice. We already have the island. I'm gonna play the crystal next turn to accelerate and fix for the ultimatum. So given that we know what we're doing next turn, I'm just gonna cycle the serpent. And we get to cycle off of this crystal. Cycling the boon to then cast it later with the Moloch is incredible. Might do that. And we could ambush. We could actually cast the, is what I mean. We could cast the ambush, buy some time. Maybe it doesn't matter though. We can Moloch next turn and even, well, anyway, definitely going to cycle something, just trying to figure out what. And I don't think we're casting this on anything soon, so I'm going to cycle the development. Here's our flare. They are black, so this could get stripped out of our hand. We want to keep that in mind. Didn't find a natural untapped 5th land, but we do have an Evolving Wilds. If we start to cycle, I'm going to play the Evolving Wilds anyway, right? So, and we have red as the center, so we probably want to go get red. But we're going to pass. Not doing anything main here. Because I'm not going to cast Ambush now. We have a lot of life, so we can take a smack from this. And if they mutate onto the Whisper, we'll do some cycling and try and find something to pitch. Might cycle before I crack, because we do want to hit 7 mana, so I don't want to thin my deck of lands before cycling. I wouldn't mind drawing some lands. All right, there's the... maybe I can just let the Raking Claws go without even... I suppose we should still cycle. Like, it's always been the plan to cycle, and yeah, I'm going to cycle the Ambush and not cast it. I want to cast the boon if we cast something. And I'm going to cycle the claws. Against, now that I have a mountain to ditch, I'm going to go ahead and cycle the claws. Mm-hmm. We can actually ditch the crag, right? We have... If we get a fetch of plains here, we basically have everything we need. And we can hard cast the boon if we want. I want a land that enters untapped. Unless we were going to like Moloch, but I think we want a land that enters untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just keep both of these and know that we have the ultimatum ready too. But I'm going to drop him the Crag. We'll be fine. We're going to cast this no problem. Well, we need one more of anything. The crystal means we can get basically... Yeah, we need to save the mountain. I think we'll be fine though. That is a little greedy, but we have a plan. And maybe I do go Moloch, and then we'll target the boon with the Moloch. Yeah, Plains doesn't let us cast Ultimatum. Plains is not the best draw. But there we go. That's cool. And since I'm going to the Moloch plan, I'm going to play the tap land and play the Moloch. Targeting... I mean, we're going to draw a ton of cards. Maybe I should target the Serpent. What do you think? Because Ultimatum's going to get us a crap ton of cards. So cards isn't the problem. Let's get Serpent. Does mean we have to take our turn next turn to play the Serpent, but on this board I think that's fine. And if we get discarded again here, I think I pitch the Healer. And maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right that Plains was incorrect since we already had... We wanted to have something where if we drew a Plains, we would be okay. I think it was probably Mountain. Small error on the land type fetch, I think. We are getting pretty low here. But they are getting low on cards. We're gonna play this Serpent out and hope that we have the defense to survive the turn. And then untap, and we have Ultimatum to turn things around. Well, it's as long as we untap. I mean, there are worlds in which we die here, right? Like, is now a perfect example. So they go, this already has Menace. They give this Menace. They mutate a huge thing on it. Boom, dead, right? Like, we could be dead. AVB, I don't want to attack. If we can survive this turn, we're going to win. So I'm just doing whatever I can to survive the turn. So now they got 5 we can't block. If they add 5 power to the air, we lose, right? I'm gonna just cycle this Healer, though. Rob, the Moloch said we had to cast our Serpent that turn or we lost that value, and I didn't want to lose that value. It was definitely safer, Rula, but they had to have a lot go right to literally kill us last turn, and now we get to go off here. So let's drop the land and Ultimatum. Target player gains 5 life, 5 damage to any target. We'll take out the mutate. Some days you get your ultimatums countered by a 2-mana blowout. All right. Best cycling deck I've drafted in a long time. 0 for 1. Some days, folks. Yeah, should I have gone to face? I mean, it felt greedy to go to face, honestly. I don't think I'm going to play around that one card. When the result when that happens is like we take over the game and win. I don't think you can play around that one card there. Too risky. We're going to keep this. Unbelievable. Keep safe on our ultimatum. Good work, Oppo. Seems risky to keep one land, but with all these 1-mana cyclers, we have 3 shots before we untap for our 3rd turn. Or, we have 3 shots before we have to pass our 2nd turn, is what I mean. To find a land. Well, we're gonna look. Come on, dealer. Still hunting. Still failing. We're gonna pitch the Channeled Force. That's a ways off. This is also a ways off, but when we get there, it'll be worth it. This happens sometimes. Maybe we're going to 0-3 with this deck, too. Maybe that would just be the most poetic thing to happen to us in quite a while. Serpent, see ya. Yeah, they also mulliganed a couple times here, so we're getting a chance to recover from this bad luck. Rule of magic? No, you're not. If you're not willing to keep a 1-land hand with 3 1-mana cyclers in a cycling deck with 12 1-mana cyclers, don't play this deck. Like, this happens. What has happened to us here happens, but what we did was absolutely correct and is the way you have to play this deck, or just don't even bother. Like, we had so many shots. Raking Claws. I always look at Raking Claws and think it's the one that kills flyers. I mean, look at it. It looks like you're going to kill that flyer or whatever. Okay, we've got 2 lands now, which is nice. We can play this, hard cast the Crystal, and take 1 more beating, and then we'll have Snare Tactician plus taps, for sure. And Crystal, I like to cast, because, again, we do want to get to this ultimatum. I didn't pitch this ultimatum for a reason. And, yeah, I'm going to do that. So, another big smack coming, but I think we gotta... And then we can start tapping stuff down, make them have removal. I mean, we've discarded a bunch of stuff. Like, how many discards do we do? 1, 2, like 2 or 3 discards here. It's really helping them recover from their mulligan. No, now that we have a tactician plan, I'm not going to cycle on their turn. What are they getting back? Just an island, at least. Well, let's see. They might pitch something here to get back that's even better. Yeah, they'll probably get back this. You're getting 3 draws before you need to play your second land, Rula. 3 draws. All right, with them tapped out, we at least know that this lurker is going to be tapped next turn, because tactician isn't going to be killed before their turn at the earliest. Now we have I'm going to cycle again before cracking, because I wouldn't mind drawing a land. $13, yeah. Seems reasonable. Although I have maintained Gigan, when not companioned, is just okay. Let's see what they find. It can miss. I mean, they could find one of our hasty 5/5s. That would be good. It has a huge ceiling. I'm just saying, as far as community acknowledged bombs go, it has a very low floor. I don't think we want to crack wilds in response, right? Well, I guess because we want to make sure we get the island, right? Yeah, we don't want to get the island milled. That's a good point. But let's see what they find. And sometimes you get King Kong, and it seems amazing. Startling development is interesting. If we had a little more land, like we could. At least we have tactician. It's still just dead though, huh? Just a little bit. But you see what I mean? I mean, obviously the ceiling on this. I don't deny the ceiling on Gigan, and Kogla coming out to show me the ceiling or something close to it. But the floor on this is like, the floor is literally a 6/6 for 6. I'm just saying that as far as companions go, this has a floor near the basement. Do we keep this going? Is there any way to win? I feel like we're just like so dead now. We could Cathartic Reunion. If we Cathartic Reunion away non-lands, find a land, and then a land, is Ultimatum in time? Even the Ultimatum's not in time. I think we just dead. But we can cycle into cycle to tap their beaters and not die. Not necessarily. If we cycle into another 1-mana cycler, we don't. We failed, but that was the idea. Yeah, 5 is... Last I checked, 5 is less than 7. Therefore, we live! Who am I kidding? Nobody said that Gerudo wasn't awesome. I'm just talking about the average case for this having some low points that other companions do not. Now, our plan there was cycle into cycle 1 and then lose, so we just lost a little earlier. Well, this is amazing, folks. I'm kind of in stunned shock. Gerudo is a house that sometimes is a shack. That's right. I don't respect you, Gerudo, even as I lose to you. Six sixes for 6 are not houses. All right. No, D, have you been here watching? I mean, you've been around all day. Is that... Are you looking at my opponents and thinking that's why we're losing? Let's see. We can make an argument for some cycling, but I'm going to play the Stinger and we'll cycle next turn as needed. We could cycle a 1-mana cycler. If we find another 1-mana cycler, we can cycle again, looking for that precious third land. If we don't find another 1-mana cycler, then we haven't used our mana effectively. But I think we have enough 1-mana cyclers that I'm going to go for the 1 and see if we can find another or a land. Also, if we find a land, it gives us a 2-mana cycle. Perfect. All right. This clause will be cycled shortly. Got a land. It enters tapped, so we can't do Taptician nonsense quite yet, but we're going to play the Taptician. Well, we could also just play the Crystal. I'm going to play Taptician, though. And we generally want red for casting the ultimatum, so I'm going to get that. The reason I cycled the 1 first is because we had a strong chance, like there's a lot of 1-mana cyclers in our deck. There's a lot of them. So if we cycle 2 and we find a 1-mana cycler and not a land, we're done. If we cycle 1, we're live if we find either a land or a cycling one. So the odds of us being able to continue our quest towards the 3rd land last turn were way higher starting on the cycle 1. And now we're on our turn. Oppo didn't even attack. That's good for us. I'm going to hard cast the Crystal, and then we have 2 cycles. Oh, sure. There's lots of things you can do to make Gerudo to ensure that ceiling. I'm just discussing the floor of the thing. We can also, I have to remember, we can hard cast a startling development if we just wanted to try and eat something. Thing is, right now they don't have a good attacks anyway. So we probably won't, I'm not going to activate Tactician until they show us a good attack. That's going to make us sacrifice our Stinger. And it's going to make it pretty big. So now we do need to tap. Oh, I should have cycled first. That was a mistake. Gave up some points there. Now that we're down low and have a lot to tap, I'm a little worried about this. I really want to play another creature out. Hopefully we find... Maybe I need to find a land just to have a Lava Serpent to protect the Tactician. Yeah, I'm going to cycle again, hoping to cast the Serpent as Harvester protection. Okay, there we go. Five in the yard. Could hard cast this. Why do you want to tap the 1/1? I'm gonna send the Tactician, and I'm gonna keep back this Serpent. The trouble is, I feel like I'm not going to attack, though. I'm trying to... Oh, maybe I should be aggressive. I'm just worried about this, but they're not being aggressive. Maybe I'm just playing this game horribly. But this is kind of what I expected here. Maybe I give up the Tactician, actually, because we have another one, and we are ahead on the race. All right, now I've talked myself into the opposite plan. Force. I think we'll save this to pitch to the Force. Of course, we have a spare snare, but if we ambush, hardcast ambush, and we get in a couple of attacks here. But I think I'm going to Tactician pass. And cycle tap the Harvester. Yeah, we have the land for the ultimatum. Maybe we play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess this just locks in the ultimatum, so we'll play it. And I'm afraid we may just have to sack this again to the Harvester, but at least we can tap it. And there are no good attacks here, so there's no attacks anyway. Well, I was holding it for the Channeled Force, at which point it doesn't matter what it is, right? It's just a card to be discarded. But it makes sense to at least get our 7 mana for the ultimatum. Now we can even do things like cycle the Frost. Okay. We're going to O3. Are we going to O3? Holy crap, folks. Are we going to O3 with this deck? It would be appropriate on the day. It would be a nice, humbling day of Magic for us, you know? I'm gonna... I don't even know how to breathe anymore. I'm going to start here. And then see what we draw to decide what to do. All right, with a 6/4 first striker, maybe we give up the Serpent. But maybe it's weird. This is where we give up the Tactician again, and we are just trying to get big and go here. I think I'm going to give up the Tactician. Hard cast a Smasher. I can't believe this, though. I mean, now this thing's a 7/7. Yeah, we could channel Force for 1. The thing is, we're at 21, so I'm more inclined to take it for a turn. This is our problem, though. We can't... we gotta kill the Harvester, or all is lost. Well, now we got something to chump with, I guess. I know we could just kill the Wag now. I know you were just on delay, true, but you heard my plan, or my reasoning at least, that our life total is not actually a concern at the moment. We also get to keep cycling towards Zenith Flare, so I'm gonna... Well, we could play a 3/6. Is a 3/6 worth hard casting in this spot? It blanks the Harvester. Maybe we start with an attack at least, and then go from there. Yeah, we can play Stinger and cycle to get value that way. If we're gonna force the Brush Wag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 7. Then we should probably hard cast the Stinger, cycle the Vantasaur, and then force. Gonna be aggro though, for sure. Blitz Leech is awfully aggro. Maybe we're getting out aggroed. Still doing okay here. 2/2. Well, 2/2 can be eaten by the Commando, but if they try to eat it with the Wag, we get the Wag. Let's see what happens. Okay, so they're going with that one. Still got our blue and everything. Alright, Moloch's cool. That means we can let this dude die and know we can get it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4, though. Although Moloch, we need to pitch to the Force. We want to get the Wag dead. I'm going to just let this all happen now. I mean, because it didn't change anything there. If we want the commando, we need to fire this off, but we can even just hold the force. Oh, if we let them untap, then they can double pump the brushwag, right? So do we give up the Moloch? Oh yeah, I bet we're in flare range. We're close. All right, yeah, let's give up the Moloch, and then flare can get us out of this. Another Moloch, funny. To get some stinger damage. What do we want to get? What do we want to cast? We can cast Startling Development. We could cast Frostveil Ambush. Cycle for Flare, is that our only hope? Hold on, let's see. We have 7. Yeah, I gotta start. Digging, that's not bad. 4, 5, 6, 7. Never didn't. Good game. Was it a good game? I guess it was a good game in terms of getting lucky. I kind of just wanted to lose. I kind of wanted to just go 0-3-0-3 and be done. Yeah. We are light on permanent solutions to creatures, and we can tap them down, but we're light on permanent answers. We're going to keep this, though. I'll play the Crag. More likely that we'll like draw a stinger that we want to play than that we want to play a Startling Development on turn 2 or something. Couple of loser cycling decks here, apparently. Is Twitch replay or YouTube better for me? Probably YouTube. Twitch VOD doesn't really count anything. Like, for example, when you guys watch live on Twitch, Card Kingdom gets that in their numbers. When you watch on VOD, Card Kingdom doesn't know you watched. That's like, I end up calculating my VOD viewing to report to Card Kingdom, or else they don't get the complete picture. Now we're just going to lose to a different cycling deck somehow against a mythic player here in the 1-2 frickin' bracket. Maybe this is where we're getting hurt by the ranking pairings, D. I don't know if Dionysus is still with us pretty late in Europe right now, but he was asking about that. Yeah, I was in there long enough. Maybe I should have bailed to force it to repair or something. No good stuff yet, so I'm going to keep playing our tap lands and cycling. We want to get mountains for sure here now. Although I could get the other island, but mountain is what we're light on. Oh, I was saying, D, you were asking if our bad luck today was about the rank-based matchmaking, and I was saying I wasn't seeing that in the quality of decks or particularly of even quality of opponent, but now we're getting some evidence that, yeah, this is going to be harder on us right now than it would be in a normal queue, in a traditional queue, because we've been paired up to a mythic player. And what are you doing up, D? Get some sleep, for crying out loud. Oppo literally has the dream curve out for the cycling deck, and we're spinning our wheels like a cycling deck sometimes does. Almost makes me want to double cycle the ones looking for action here. I think I could get to Mythic if I focused on it, really bared down and made it a priority. But easy to say without proving it. Here we'll play the Cove. Got nothing else to cast. Trying not to die. Because that's how the matchmaking works. I've described it before, D. Matchmaking is never perfect, and the longer it takes, the more it loosens its restrictions. Gotta pair the mythics with somebody. Yeah, if you play on a bunch of different accounts, your win rate's going to be higher because you're playing down at the lower levels. Question is whether you want a higher win rate in exchange for less educational magic, so to speak. Because to improve, you want to play against better players, right? But if you just want to win, you'll take the worst you can find. Oh, we are so doomed. What a draft. What a day. Thank you all for being here, keeping me sane in one of the more brutal Magic days I've had in a while. Yeah, I think they were worried about Divine Arrow and considering this a very important card. We do have Frost Veil, so we could tap stuff down to not die. I don't think we're going to use this development here. Now we can try to close in on this ultimatum, and that's pretty good. Although we're short on red. We can't even cast this ultimatum yet because of the red situation. Funny. And maybe to not die, we need to tap the Marmoset here. I just feel like if we don't tap Marm, we might lose entirely. If we use the Frostveil Ambush, we're going to go to 6. And then we'll untap with 6 mana, which is still not enough to, like, deal with it, though. That's the real problem. You can cast a Moloch to, like... Yeah, but it doesn't give it in time, right? I guess I'm gonna ambush... Okay, let's ambush Moloch Ambush. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was a big mistake. I got just clock distracted, but absolutely should have done it on their turn. That was just dumb. Rope. The rope got me. Gosh, that rope gets my brain. Because I even had one to give. I just panic at the rope sometimes. I gotta plug that up. Plug up rope panic. And now, yeah, I think we're just absolutely dead. I don't think we were winning this one anyway. I wish I hadn't punted to finish it off, but yeah, I guess we're now chumping. If we do this and this, we can live. But what a bummer. If I had just done this right, we would have a slight chance here. Wondering where you were, D. Obvious punt is obvious. Oh yeah, it's total punt. Not even giving you a hard time, D. Just wondering where you were. All right, folks. Wow. Yeah, I really wish we had just lost the third game. That's not my best cycling deck of the format, but it's up there. It's up there. Here's your barely 1-3. Should have been 0-3. We had a 3 in 15 chance to not even just go 0-3 with this deck. I do think that's part of it. James says, has the field gotten a lot better at playing against cycling? I do think that's part of it. I do think our matchups were bad there. We got beaten by a way better cycling deck. Well, not even necessarily better. A cycling deck that drew way better than us, and some well-matched mutate that we couldn't control. Yeah, we never saw Marmoset. Never resolved an ultimatum. Yeah, we got pretty unlucky, though. We have, you say run more animals in the cycling deck. We have 13 in here. That's why I was so happy to get Lava Serpents and Smashers, because they cycle and their creatures. And the Vantrosaur. Like, we had a lot of the good cycling for that. No longer as free win as it was before, for sure. But this is a deck that, I mean, this part at 6. This deck is excellent. This deck is excellent. And it parred at 6, and it was a hard day of streaming in terms of results. But I've kept my cool. Mama said there'd be days like this, right, Mama? So we had one of those days. I'm glad I did it with you guys. Made it a lot easier. Let's say goodbye to our YouTube friends, though. Thanks for hanging out. Back-to-back miserableness. Oh, well. Magic being magic. We're going to get him tomorrow, right? Come on back for that. See ya. And let's find where I'm going to send you all. Thanks for hanging out. No, I'm not going to... I'm fine. My only, like, the worst part of today, literally the worst moment of today, was realizing that I should have Frostveil ambushed on their turn, and realizing that I hastily did it because of a rope that wasn't even going to time me out. That's the thing that tilts me. Seriously. That's the thing that tilts me. You want to play some Monster Train? Sure, we can play something else. How about that? I'm kind of done with Magic now, but we can keep playing. That's a good idea, D. You got me.